All right, got that figured out. Welcome, everybody. Today we'll be doing the same. Another big board. I'm actually going to, while I talk about James Cook, I'm going to check and see if the bigger board is live because I still want to do a bigger board. Let's see where it's at. Bigger board is 9 more to start. I'll check it later and see how close it is. Need to set this up a little better. There we go. Hey, welcome, Victor. Welcome, Stephen and Hartman. Nice to see everybody. All right, so James Cook falling, like he's going to the 4-5 turn over and over again. I get it. He put his house up for sale. Everybody's scared he's going to get traded. But kind of like with Dallas Goddard and Mark Andrews. If he gets traded, isn't it going to be to a team that's going to use them? Like, why would a team trade for somebody they don't plan on actively using, right? Like, so it will he go to a team that's a better offense than the Bills? No, but he might, number one, face less competition from Josh Allen stealing rushing touchdowns, and Ray Davis is a very solid backup, and their Ty Johnson is good as well. So there's a low chance he goes to a backfield that's more crowded if he was traded. Uh, and I mean, I put pretty much zero chance on anybody holding out. So, well, last year he was running back 10 in points per game. If you go to the week by week stuff, and welcome Travioli, Fantasy Football Garage, aka Candyman, and Aaron Sandy. So, week by week, and I will zoom in on the wrong screen apparently. All right, so James Cook is right here. So he had a weekly finish of 2, 1, 3, and 5. He also had a weekly finish of 8, 9, 10, 8. That's really good for this format, right? And let's say he doesn't end up getting traded and he stays on the Bills. And I kind of feel like Josh Allen may run less in the red zone. They know they can run in the red zone. Ray Davis is going to improve, so he should have more opportunities to score. That's my opinion on it. And even if Ray Davis eats in a little bit, like he was really good last year for a late fourth, early fifth round pick. Like there's a reason he was going late third at the beginning of this process. Hey, welcome, Bobby. Nice to see you. Do you know if there's a place to find competition? But I do not know where people find those. Um, yeah, I have no idea where to find those, and I would actually like to know as well. Anyway, I will be entering a big board in 10 seconds. And just like yesterday, I'll probably like around 14 or so, I will look at the bigger board and see where it's at. And one more to start. I'm assuming got a bunch of you guys in here. There's been a guy, Twitter, probably your best bet. Welcome, Fantasy Dog. So let's see if the guy's in here. He's been autoing all morning. He just max entered and autoed a bunch. He is not here. Um, so we got RM covers at the 1. I got the 2. Travioli at the 3. Fantasy Dog at the 6. And I'm not sure anybody If anybody else is in here, let me know. Thanks for stopping by, Anthony. Nice to see you. And if you're just stopping in, please smash the like for me. I would appreciate it. Yeah, so if James Cook falls to the back end of the fourth, I'm going to get a whole bunch of him myself. I don't know if other people agree, disagree, but I'm not going to be drafting scared. Like, I think if he does get traded, it's like not a death nail to him. When I look up the keywords on Twitter, I just find BBM winners. Yeah, and you can find that on BBMDB. So that's like the least useful thing to find when you do it, right? That board told me a lot more. This sheet, yeah, this is points per game last year, mixed into Smash, and the one that I like the most, barring injury, is Chris Godwin. 16.11 points per game last year. Like, Jamar Chase absolutely smashed, right? But 16.11 points per game was half a point more than number two. That's why, like, I was out on Chris Godwin at first. Because I wanted to wait until the contract came to see what his injury was like. So I took the route of taking a bunch of McMillan in case he wasn't, knowing that if he was fine, I would just be willing to take him at the 4-5 turn whenever. So like, I'm kind of overexposed on all the Buccaneers, honestly. I am not. I have zero idea how to do anything with hockey, so I would just be throwing money at the wall. All right, the first round going pretty close to ADP. Somebody decided to take JJ at 2. That's a little odd, but that's where we're at. Saquon at 3, Bijan, Gibbs. Pretty normal. Genty's been creeping up into the 11 spot a lot lately. I did 2 drafts earlier. I got a Brian Thomas at 11 and wrapped back around and got Amon Ra. That felt pretty good. And then I ruined it by taking JMO and Laporta, and then I pulled Jared Goff up to 80 something because there were some pretty nutty things going on in the room, and I wanted to secure the stack. So it would have felt really bad to have somebody take Goff, although I had everybody, and the Gibbs drafter also already had a quarterback, but he also took that quarterback unstacked. So I did one team and I got the complete stacks of the teams I think will win. Every single drafter just took 2 teams on each side of the bracket. It's pretty easy to follow in 5 days to fill 40+%. Is that the playoff hockey game? I assume. I haven't even looked at the Zamboni. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am not the guy to know anything about that. Like, for sure. I used to watch some hockey, but I haven't watched it. I don't have a way to watch it. It's hard to watch when you don't have cable. I I just pay for NFL Network, like the past, only watch it pretty much, and then I'll get something during NFL season, but that's when I work a bunch. So, how long has the contest been open? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, there's overlay everywhere right now. I was looking earlier. I think drafters might overlay as well. It's only 13,000. like 800 people or something to max it, and there's only 9,000 entries, and it's been live for like since a couple weeks before the combine. So uh, it might overlay. I have 12 entries there. I was thinking about going for 26 because on drafters at 10 you get a free ticket, and then at 25 you get a free ticket. I done 10, done my free ticket. I did my 11, or I did my 12th, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and be done at that many. But it looked like it was gonna fill pretty easily at that point, and I don't know if it will now. All right, so Bucky Irving slowly moving up the board as well. I know I have some Trey McBride, JJ teams. I would like to get something a little different. Probably don't have any Tyreek Hill JJ teams. I wasn't huge on him. I do like him. Like he's a solid pick, and I'm not gonna fade him. I want to make sure to get up to like 6 or 7% on him. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and take the elite tight end there. Hey, I love pulling up an elite quarterback from the other side of the board to the chase. Like the the 2-3 turn and the 4-5 turn, a lot of the same picks go there. And if you take Joe Burrow, you're fighting a lot of people with very very similar starts. DJ Moore does get pulled up here some, but not all the time. So I like it. And I have one Josh Allen, Jamar Chase. I have two Lamar Jackson, Jamar Chase teams, and all of them turned out well. I know Aaron Sandy's also been doing that a little bit. I think it's a smart way to play it. We'll see in the end. I don't think there's I don't know. I feel like with Jacobs and Garrett Wilson and JSN, it's very easy to convince yourself that Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Devontae Adams, like that whole tier, like once Jonathan Taylor goes from 23 to like 38, all feel kind of the same. But people aren't mixing those picks up. Like Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, McBride, and Bucky all kind of stay on this side of the board, and Jacobs. Well, that's at least been my experience. Brees Hall not fallen in this draft. That's surprising. He falls about one of every two drafts. Kyron Williams, I I kind of want more of. I was looking through all the teams and the draft picks they have and everything, and I think it was the Rams had like four sixth round picks, all of them like in a row almost. It was them or the Bills. Can't remember. Yeah, and at time to get unique and different. And honestly, like getting unique when the contest launches doesn't make sense because the ADPs will change. At this point, I think we're pretty locked into what the ADPs have been, and what unique starts are actually unique. So it makes a lot more sense to wait till this time to do it. I think we see a lot more people doing it in BBM. Yeah, and I wonder if when BBM launches, if the elite quarterbacks aren't going to move up. I get this feeling that the elite quarterbacks will be kind of the middle of the third during BBM season. One reason I'm making sure to take my Lamar now is because I think it'll be a higher price later. That's just my opinion. We'll see what happens. Same start for you as yesterday. Do you get Hurts? I don't know. CD, Bucky, Evans. Are you still pulling Damian Martinez up to like 140? You gonna do that on me again? He yeah, RM Covers agrees that the elite QBs will go higher. I think Devontae Smith will move up in BBM like he did last year. I do as well. And man, like if it wasn't for Rashee Rice being rated over him, like behind him, I would have so much more. Devontae Smith. Like I most people and at least when I started this process, I had a tier break right here at Harrison and Worthy. I think that's wrong. I think that you could pretty much put Devontae Smith and JMO up here at the 3-4 turn into this big group of people in the third round. I don't think it would be that bad if they ended up there. Like JMO's a guy who at any point can just score a whole bunch of points. Yeah. Sorry. And I'm talking up a guy who's still on the board, and Travioli's about to take him, I feel like. Uh, which is fine. I don't really care. If you're in here and you enjoy, please smash the like. He did not. He took Terrio McMillan. Take JMO. We'll see what Covers does here. Metcalf, Zay Flowers. That'll be. I don't know if that's going to be unique or odd or anything. I have a really hard time getting to Joe Mixon. I don't really love the pick. I think I'm going to mix him in here. Pun not intended. But I don't love that pick, but I'll make it here. Uh, the only worry about him is that they're going to draft somebody, but let me look at this real quick again. The Texans, so they have the 25th pick, the 58th, the 78th, and the 89th. So it's very likely that they end up drafting somebody. And with this class, I don't think overall that that's a great pick, but they could draft somebody who sucks too. Like, I mean, if they draft somebody who sucks, it's over. Joe Mixon will be a smash again. Average Joe has some spikes weeks for sure. Yeah, he does. Like, I'm only at like 2% Mixon, and I don't like it. Mixon is a classic pick as a faller for me, so I get my exposure that way. Yeah, I'm I have enough Chuba at this point because Chuba falls like another 6 or 7 picks. One in Rome or JMO. Well, yeah, one reason to bring DJ Moore to this side of the board is to get the double stack, right? He fell enough where I got at least 50%, never taking him in the 40s. 50%? You mean 50% of your volume, or you have 50% Joe Mixon? Because I'm hoping it's 50% of your picks. Oh, 5%. Okay. I was going to say 50% Joe Mixon, like, and you say you kind of like him? Yeah. What about the chart you just showed, Mixon? Um, we can look at that. So Joe Mixon, so he was hurt weeks 4, 5, and 6, but he was number 2, and then he came back 2, 4, 5, 1, 4, and he tailed off at the end of the season. They had a lot of O line trouble though, and it's still up in the air on if the O line trouble is going to stay or if it's better, if it's worse. They lost Tunsil, but some people say Tunsil didn't play good. Other people said he was fine. So, like, he definitely wasn't playing at the level that he was getting paid. And then they brought in a guy who's reasonably okay. And they have all those picks in a class that has a deep offensive, like, deep interior offensive line. So, and they're supposedly only looking at tackles for the draft. Like early on, there was a bunch of steam for the Texans to take Egbuka just because it's a lazy match with C.J. Stroud and Egbuka, right? So in mocks, you've seen that all over. But whenever people started actually hearing things, it definitely feels like they're going to go O line, and that's what they need to do. Like every signal shows that that's what they should do, and everything. So me being at like 2 or 3% Joe Mixon's probably not great. So I wanted to get a little here. Chuba 57. I love it. Let's look and see what. I was thinking they'd pick a wide receiver until they brought in Kirk. Yeah, and that's another point. Yeah, they brought in Christian Kirk as well for nothing. Um, and Coolers predicted it. We seen each other in DK last night. Every night, I do 2 or 3 drafts, and at least one of them FK Coolers is in. Joe Burrow did go to the T. Higgins drafter. That makes me feel good about this room. I'm only doing like 3 a day. So, all right. So, I think I will take. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take George Pickens here. I don't love George Pickens at this pick either, but those are the only 2 guys that I'm low owned. Like Tyreek, I'm close to the field. I think I'm like 6 or 7%, but I'm kind of low owned on these 2. And with 2 low owned guys on my team, I could probably just play the hits the rest of the draft. Teams like this are harder to build now because a player I like is now going way higher. I haven't taken Najee Harris in a long time. I'm going to go ahead and take Emeka Egbuka. I actually prefer Egbuka over Pickens, but with this wide receiver core, I can kind of play around with all the other positions now for the rest of the draft. Wrong button. Have I taken Aaron Rodgers at all, or do you pick Dart? I have too much Aaron Rodgers. Before free agency, I was at like, I think I was like 19% Devontae Adams before free agency. Um, and I just tacked on Aaron Rodgers on half those teams. It was like 50% of those teams. I just tacked on Aaron Rodgers in the last round. it felt like a reasonable bet that they would end up the same place. Didn't work out, but I mean, it's not like your last round pick is going to kill your exposures or your portfolio as a whole. All right, Najee Harris falls to 76. He usually goes higher than that, especially in rooms with old Fantasy Dog. I believe Fantasy Dog takes him around here all the time. Do you? Let's go over it. It's Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Josh Allen, DK Metcalf, Zay Flowers, Quinshawn Judkins, Travis Hunter. Yeah. You got a lot of players that I'm not huge on as well. Did you want Pickens? Did I do that to you on accident? Uh it okay. For me, every time I take Zay Flowers, I don't know, something doesn't feel right with the team. There's been a one or two teams where I've taken Zay where I feel fine about it. But Hunter at 73 does feel gross. I think that's the part of this whole team that feels gross, but it could be the right call. Uh, let's go over Travioli's team. Saquon, JT, Josh Jacobs, Tet, Kittle, Pearsall, Jacoby Myers. I think I know what he wants to do in this round. We'll see. And then my team, I haven't went over it yet. Joe Mixon, Jefferson, Tyreek, JMO, Pickens, Egbuka. I don't today I done two earlier today before I streamed, and both of them were like hero RB or zero RB. I've been doing a few more of those today. It feels like the running backs are going a little earlier, especially Hampton. Hampton is now a state like he's a staple of this turn now. Like every single draft he goes there now. So I think that that's kind of right. Pretty much everybody mock drafting is putting him there, unless they're putting Travion there. And I heard a report from them. It said somebody asked if if Omarion was gone, would they be interested in Travion Henderson? And the answer was just yes. Wasn't asked after that, what if he's there? Like what if both of them are there? So I highly doubt that they just take Henderson over Hampton. Like I would be absolutely shocked at that, but there are some people who think so, and Henderson would be closer to what Kamara was for Sean Payton, right? We're just gonna do it. I have no shame. Cam Scatabo, come on down. I tweaked my rankings a little bit for the first time in like a week and a half today. You got Caleb. He's done at quarterback. What do I want to do here? I think I want to lock up a quarterback because it gets real ugly on the turns. So I'll go ahead and lock up quarterback. I probably should have taken Kyler, honestly, but I have very little Goff. Um, I don't hate your team, but I had to pick someone aside from Metcalf at that. Well, it's the mix of, for me, it was the mix of Flowers plus Metcalf. Like, those are both players I personally have low exposure on, so it just makes it feel gross to me. But at 80, they are both at ADP, so it's not like it's a poorly built team. It's just players you apparently also aren't a fan of. And maybe I'm just reading into the Zay Flowers a little bit, but and I do take Zay whenever it gets to the fifth round, but he rarely gets to the fifth round. Hold on a second. I'm not sure what I done there. If you're just stopping in, smash the like. Got a weird feeling that Metcalf is going to get force fed the ball. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers gets there, he's going to force feed it to one of the two guys, right? Flowers, mostly I don't mind at ADP, but Metcalf I personally have closer to Debo's ADP. Got it. Then Kyler's still on the board. This is odd. The Marvin Harrison drafter, he he's got to be sweating it now because he's about to get a gift at 107 with Kyler. And when this contest opened, Kyler was going at like 110 ish. Like, I have very little Jared Goff, and I think I have 9-10% Kyler. So that's one reason I decided to go Goff. I don't think it's the right call, but it's more of it was an exposure based pick. Welcome disbanded. Metals Metcalf is still a solid pick. Don't hate yourself for drafting Metcalf. Yeah. Yeah, whenever I look at a team that has, like, I don't take Metcalf a lot myself, but whenever I look at a team that has him on there, I don't think negatively about it. Like, he's just a spike week guy, right? Like, he's going to run ugly routes. He's going to free up people in the middle. He's going to go deep. Sometimes he's going to win. And when he wins, it looks good for best ball. You just, I mean, it's kind of the same bet. It's the same bet as Jameson Williams, right? Just on a less prolific offense, slightly less prolific offense. You should probably not text or draft and drive, Aaron. Uh, did he take Lad as well? He did not. Okay. Yeah, that I probably should have just taken Kyler and Goff, but I did really want Scatabo. I think that I know for a fact when it comes back to me, I'm not going to like the running backs too much. I'll probably take one. Probably not going to love them. But having Tyreek and Jefferson, I want to stack at least one of those in this draft. So that's why I didn't go two quarterbacks there because I probably would have went two there and then I guess I could have pushed him, but because I didn't, I actually probably have to take one here. He's a perfect fit for the black and yellow. Does everything he does, and he does it big. Yep. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with DK or with George Pickens either. Like, I don't know which pick I like. I don't like either one of them, but I just don't like the Arthur Smith offense, which they did have. Like, he had a lot of success whenever he had an alpha, right, with AJ Brown. But that team also had Derrick Henry. All right, Fantasy Dog completes the stack. He's got naked Jalen Hurts, and he's got the Dak Prescott and a Baker Mayfield stack. He is killing the quarterback rooms. I hopefully you're done at quarterback. I mean, three quarterbacks is kind of the meta. Were you not paying attention? Is that what happened with it? We'll take a Zach Charbonnet share there. I didn't like anybody around there. The reason I did that and didn't take Drake May is because I know RM Covers on the end has Josh Allen and Caleb Williams. So because he had that and he normally does smart things while drafting, he wasn't going to take Drake May. So I went ahead and pushed it. I'll take Drake May naked. It's fine. And then if one of those two quarterbacks make it back to me, that's awesome. If they don't, Jared Goff and Drake May feels fine enough to me. And I can always throw on Aaron Rodgers in the last round if unless Covers decides to do it before me. Oh, is well you sniped Ravioli. All right. I don't. I'm not even sold it's something that's going to happen myself. I think it's kind of low chance that I don't know. Like, what do you guys think with uh with Aaron Rodgers? Do you think he ends up going to Pittsburgh? Do you think he sits around and whines about not being on Minnesota? What do you think happens? All right, we'll go over my team real quick. Jared Goff, Drake May, Mixon, Scadabo, Charbonnet, JJ, Tyreek Hill, JMO, George Pickens, Emeka Ebuka, and Trey McBride. I like this. It's not my best team, but it's a solid squad. And you also have two late round backstack options for May. Are you counting out Jalen Polk, Coolers? How dare you count out Jalen Polk? Yeah, I that's where what I think will happen. They'll decide post draft. Speaking of draft, I mentioned it 2 days ago, and the more I think about it, or it might have been yesterday, with I think the Panthers are in such a great spot for the draft. Like, there's not going to be a blue chip player available for them. And with what the Saints have going on right now, like, I could absolutely see a team trade up for Shador if they like him. Now, I don't know how many teams like him, but if the Browns, like, I could see the Browns doing kind of what the Texans did 2 years ago, trade all the way back in the first, give up their first next year and the second and some change to move up and to pair the college quarterback with the college wide receiver. I'm not saying it's something that's like a high chance to happen, but I think it could be talked about. And I think the Panthers would absolutely love that. In a class that supposedly there's only or two blue chip players and then just a whole bunch of guys. And then they could use that firepower, keep the first rounder to move back up into the first and get somebody they really like. Like that that is something I'm curious. I don't think it'll come to pass, but Pittsburgh either draft night or later in camp. Do you think Shadur just naturally falls to the Saints and now they have to use that pick on him? That's kind of what I think is going to happen. Like, unless a team trades up to 8. Took a share of Mac Hollins and didn't look back. What? Yeah, I've taken one share of Mac Hollins in this contest with Drake May. Or yeah, I think it was. That's where he is, right? Yeah, I'm blanking on that. Milrow, I still lean towards not being a first, even though he got the invite. Okay. All right. We will look at the quarterbacks. I didn't look and see if my guys went. They did. I haven't taken him in a while. We'll go by ADP. I do like Tajay Moore, but I'll take Dowdle on this team. I don't. This is not a team I think I need Jerome Ford on, and this is also a team I feel like I can. I have very little Keenan Allen. I still think he just retires, but if he doesn't, I would like a couple shares of him. Romeo Dobbs. There we go. All right. I think Cody said it is best though. Milrow is the only QB lottery pick in this class for upside. Yeah, that is facts. Did you ever anybody else see the video? I'm pretty sure it was Tyler Shuck, like completely missing his wide receiver with nobody around him. I think that was Shuck. I can't remember. We'll go. All right, we got a fantasy dog. We'll look through his team. It was him. Okay. It looked really bad. CeeDee Lamb, Bucky Irving, Mike Evans, Jalen Hurts, Chris Godwin, Jaden Reed, Baker Mayfield, Jonnu, Kelsey, Dak, Sampson, Javante, Thielen. I like Thielen in this room. To be honest, like, yeah, you have like you took an extra quarterback that you didn't really want. I think you said you didn't realize or whatever, but the team's solid. Like you don't really have any holes anywhere. Um, so I and it'll be rare to have. It'll be rare to have those three quarterbacks for sure. You didn't want him, but you took him. But I just hope you're done at quarterback. I assume you are. I mean, if this happened to me, I don't know if I'd be able to pass Dak at that point, even with the two quarterbacks. It's probably I probably would have pushed him to 126 because really all you have to worry about are the Golden and Tet drafters or somebody who's going to take him to backstack him, right? QB score the most, you can never have enough. You who have you been talking to, Hartman? I mean, they do score the highest number of points. They generally like over the course of a season, they generally separate the least. Like, I think Lamar Jackson last year was 50 points higher than number 2, which is ludicrous. Jamar Chase was close to that at wide receiver as well. All right, we'll go back over my team and let me know if you think I need a third quarterback or not. I think this is the like the floor of what is acceptable for two QBs. Jared Goff, Drake May, Mixon, Scatabo, Charbonnet, Dowdle, JJ, Tyreek, JMO, Pickens, Egbuka, Keenan Allen, Trey McBride. And I only take Keenan Allen on teams that, like, this is just how I'm playing it, but I take him on teams that I already feel like my wide receivers are really good. If I feel a little weak at wide receiver, I tend to not take him as much. Like, I much lean towards Adam Thielen at that point. But Thielen does usually go a little before him as well. You could probably stop at 2 with that room. I'd personally throw a dart at a late round guy for the third quarterback. That's probably what I'll do, assuming I feel like my structure is good enough at that point. And I feel like I'm pretty solid everywhere. Damian Martinez was not coming back to you. Nice snag. I mean, even in my non-stream drafts now, Martinez is going in the 14th. 14th or 15th. Like, I took him in the 15th earlier, and in the other draft I done, we will take Ray Davis. It is not high. It is very not high. We can look after this draft. I haven't taken Devin Neal in a long time. I'm going to take Devin Neal. Yeah, I haven't taken Devin Neal in a long time, but he was way past ADP there. And I mean, he's been falling like crazy. And I'm not at 8% Devin Neal. He's one of the few rookies that I don't think I am. Maybe I took him a little bit early when there was a bunch of hype, assuming he might go up. But the more I looked at it, the less I liked him. And I started backing off. And I'm really glad I did. Yeah, let me go look. I'll look at my exposures real quick and let you know. %, 1.5%. Yeah, I've also started mixing J.K. Dobbins in since he's going in the 14th, 15th round. I think if he lands with a team like the Cowboys and then they don't draft somebody, it's like he's just a better pick than Javonte. There is a real fear that he ends up landing a job that ends up being a backup. Here's hoping that Kyle Williams to be a Titan. Nice. Yeah, Kyle Williams is also moved up into this range. And I feel like all these players will be going in this range during BBM. Kyle Williams, Martinez, Harvey, Giddens. Assuming they get reasonable spots. Like, the draft community, like, I think Dane Brugler had Martinez as like running back 16 or something. But then a lot of other people have him pretty high. I personally thought he was awesome. I'm going to check in on the bigger board. It's went backwards. It's at 10 more to start from what happened earlier. I might not end up being able to do one on stream. I would prefer to do one on stream, but I'll sit in this lobby, see if there's any momentum. I highly doubt that it happens, but I will definitely be doing another big board if it does not fill. All right, let's look at what everybody's done. Oh yeah, I can't do it from there. Travioli, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Tet McMillan, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby Myers, Tony Pollard, Brock Purdy, Michael Pittman, Jaden Higgins, Xavier Legette, Cam Ward, A. Rich, Kyle Williams. Very solid team. Took some high upside wide receivers after starting 3 running backs. That's the way I would like to do it as well. Hey, Crossface, nice to see you. It was hard not taking R White already. Yeah. I got in a bigger board last night with PPR Tyler. Did you? I I need to do one. I will back out again. I will try tomorrow if it doesn't happen tonight, which it almost definitely won't. We'll go ahead and take the stack for Drake May, and then I'll take a tight end with my next pick. Mike Gesicki. I'll be done at tight end. Trey McBride, Mike Gesicki. Maybe you could try posting when you're trying to do it on stream earlier in the day. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. I don't have that big of a following though, so I doubt it gets much traction. My Keenan exposure is scary. Is it scary high or scary low? Because mine's just really low. Hit and run today. Stop by, smash the like. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see who has the highest Keenan exposure. What's the highest in the chat? Mine's 1.5. We just looked at that. I just kind of wonder if he's gonna retire. Is all. Like, that's the whole thing for me. I I'm just holding on to the one clip where he said that he's going to retire if he doesn't play for the Bears or the Chargers, and I personally haven't seen anything on it since then. I've heard people rumor him to go places and stuff like that, but I've not heard anything from him. Maybe it's just something that I've missed. Like, I definitely miss things, right? Club leader, RM Covers. RM Covers is the club leader. Close second, Crossface. I'm assuming when Aaron Sandy posts his, that he's gonna make everybody, yeah, that everybody feels better. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Sandy though, he always makes stands. Thanks for stopping in, Jack. First time I've seen you in here today. Maybe I'm forgetting, maybe I missed it. Allen's ADP is too high for that situation, even if he signs. Right. Yeah, like why is he getting drafted with Thielen, right? Like, he was going before Adam Thielen. He didn't have a team. He didn't have a route to a team. Thielen has smashed the last 2 years in a row on the team with the quarterback that they have. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that Keenan was being drafted before Adam Thielen. If Keenan Allen goes to the Chiefs, what's his new ADP? Probably close to the same. I mean, probably not. He'll probably just go up to where Hollywood is. But it would be a really, really bad fit with KC. Like, he can do everything, but like he excels at the stuff that Rashee Rice does. So if Kansas City had him, it would be only to supplement Rashee Rice's role if he was suspended, right? Like that's what I would think. And I don't think Keenan would want to do something like that. Pre-draft is the best time to take big stands. I do agree with that. Fantasy Dog coming in second with 21%. All right, I got 2-6-7-2. I'm done at running back. Probably done at tight end. I have 3 more picks. I'll just go ahead and smash Aaron Rodgers here. I could be done, but I feel really good about all of my rooms here. And I plan on taking this guy with my last pick if nobody else wants him. Do I want him? I'll just take him now, honestly. Pat Bryant he's getting a little love for like 4th round capital now. Probably like I think he's going to be more like a 5th round capital. I really liked what I seen of him. He's not like elite at anything. And I could like at best he would be like a contested catch down the field guy, being on the field a lot, good blocker, stuff like that. But he does well. Like he could be a red zone, like a red zone guy for a team. Like not a ton of yards, but he goes into red zone situations. Keenan is doing an OG vet move by not signing until OTAs are over. Yeah, and a lot of these moves have actually worked out a lot, right? Jets need a tight end. Might be a good fit with Fat Keenan. Keenan is in the cup plus Thielen. All he has to do is turn his shoulders. Yeah. Yeah, he like catch the ball, turn shoulders, ball for 4 yards. What, the Pat Bryant pick? I have I have like I have a little bit of Pat Bryant. I'm at like 3 or 4%, which is a pretty big stand considering he's very, very seldomly drafted. Pat Bryant got the dog in him. What more could you ask for in the 19th round? Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like this is true. He's like he's not going to cause issues. I could honestly see him getting drafted before Isaiah Bond at this point. From what I'm hearing, like what I listened to, what was it I heard, or was it? I don't want to shout the wrong thing, but I heard that today, and one of the things I listened to was Dane Brugler and Daniel Jeremiah talking like draft stuff. I don't think it was on there though, but I'm pretty sure that Isaiah Bonds has been completely wiped off a bunch of people's boards. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you're just popping in, please smash the like Tyler did. Welcome. Yep, I'm gonna back out of this bigger board. We are at been sitting at 10 people for the last, I don't know, since round 13 or 14. So probably not going to happen. Tomorrow I'll actually send out the bat signal. I'll let people know that at 4 p.m. I'm planning on doing a bigger board, and hopefully we can get one together. I don't have I haven't done any biggest. I'm not going to do any of them this year. Next year, hopefully, I do. Dante went no way. I actually have. Oh, Deontay Thornton. I thought you were talking Deontay Johnson. I was actually smashing some Deontay Johnson. I think I have like 6-7% Deontay Johnson, just in case he signs later. Like he could be a mid-season acquisition to where a team that is going for the playoffs has an injury, signs him. Like he still was getting open. He just also never agreed. Like he coaches hate him, right? Like coaches just hate that man. All right. What do I want to do here? Do I feel good enough about these six or do I want to add a seventh? I do need I might just take Jordan James. Oh, Jordan James went. I hadn't I've been thinking about taking a few more shares of Jordan James. Do I want to add another tight end? We'll add Rocket Sanders or Taj Brooks. We'll add one of those two. I have too much LaQuinn Allen, as you've seen. I think I had 9-10% of him. I totally understand about the price point. It's more that I don't want to do just one. Like if it was a single entry, I would definitely do it. But if I do one, I feel like I need to do all four. So Meat Gazer, Pat. Pat, don't call me Martavius Bryant. I love that. That's awesome. And I'm not saying that it would be bad to do just one, but if I was to do that contest, I would want to do all four of them. He flamed out of four teams. Seems no touch list for staffs. You pissed, yeah, yeah. You, I don't think. I mean, it was a last round pick. This was before the combine. Um, I actually had taken a bunch of Pat Bryant before that. All right, so and then I ended up falling off of it because I heard he may go like sixth round, and he's finally getting like a little bit of positive talk to go back into the fourth or fifth, maybe. So I'll take him some. So the team: Jared Goff, Drake May, Aaron Rodgers, Mixon, Scatabo, Charbonnet, Dowdle, Davis, Devin Neal, Raheem Sanders, seven running backs. JJ, Tyreek, JMO, Pickens, Egbuka, Keenan, DeMario, Pat Bryant, Trey McBride, Mike Gesicki. Anybody want me to go over their team? Let me know. If not, we will be entering another big board. The Embiggen board. The quintessential Allen. Ramondre just fell to you at 111, and I still took Scatabo over him. I have done that a couple times. All right, 10 seconds. I will be entering the draft. And also, Tyler, that draft we were in earlier, like I I ended up taking Goff way early because I seen the craziness going on. It's the one where you posted It was the one where he actually sent out a tweet and said something about like keep doing your thing, keep drafting your guys because the one guy took unstacked Burrow and he in the 4 hole in the fourth round or the 3 hole in the fourth round and he had Chase and Higgins. All right, we are waiting on 4. Yeah, yeah. I just think Scatabo is a better pick than Stevenson, and I think that this entire process that Scatabo should have been being drafted at that turn, like ahead of them and Pacheco, and like if any of those players, if Pacheco or Stevenson, uh, if one of those two smash this year, I'm probably not going to do great in the preseason contest. Well, whenever we have more information, we'll know if the like how good those bets are, right? Fantasy Dog says, I'm a massive math guy. I did my draft pick numbers last night. I would need 8 number one picks in a row to get to an average less than 6.5. All right, we'll play a game. Shout out a player, and you can see my exposure while we're waiting on 4. We'll play this game. I'll get to the ones I can get to. Then you guys can make fun of me. I don't care. Tet. 6.2. Harvey, 12.9. 14.9. Genty. 13.4. Bowers. Still waiting on 3, by the way. 10.3. Nico. 6.2. CD Lamb. I have Puka slightly above CD, but I don't want to fade Lamb. 5.7, and that one doesn't feel great. I love the Hawkinson pick. Rashid, 14.9. James Cook will be low. Oh, 8.8. That's higher than I thought. Whittington, 3.6. Jacobs, 4.6. Waiting on 1. Welcome, BBG. I'm going to guess that like a third of those Josh Jacobs shares are actually with Justin Jefferson. Calvin Ridley, 14.4. Cam Ward, 6.7. Chase Brown, 6.7. Lamar, 11.3. 9.8, Jawan Jennings. Ricky Pearsall, 17%. There's my stand. Come at me, Tyler. DJ Moore, 9.8. Rome, 6.2. Still waiting on 1, by the way. Martinez. Oh, that's Fantasy Dogs exposure. Martinez is 35.1. I started taking him again. Bucky, 9.3. All right. Game over. At the 1 hole, we have Fantasy Dog. Best Ball Guy at the 5. I got the 6. Travioli, partners again. He's at the 7. Jack Powell, I believe, is in the 10. I believe that was Jack's. Yeah, don't draft and drive, family. Like, Don't be doing that. Only have 3% Ricky, but I also have him in a bigger board. I have some of that going on too. Like Kyron Williams, I intentionally don't take in these because I took him intentionally in one of the bigger boards as my stand for him this year in the pre-draft stuff. Like because it's a scary situation, so I felt like taking him on a bigger board team, like just what I felt. Anthony clearly isn't David Kitchen. No, no, he is not. Or I don't know. He's not. He's not driving like it. He's not driving like a David Kitchen fan. Jameer Gibbs, come on down. I thought about it for a second. In my heart of hearts, I have Puka above Gibbs, but we're in exposure evening out season, so fantasy dog against all odds. 32% Cam Ward. That's awesome. How much Ridley do you have? Because I was in on Ridley, and I actually thought that the Giants were going to trade up before the before free agency. After free agency, it's been pretty obvious what was going to happen there. So 30% Ridley, that is awesome. Like I'm a little jealous, to be honest. Let's go, fancy dog. Do something crazy. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring up like after this draft, I'll bring up the team I did earlier where I got. Hold on a second. I scratched my eye and my glasses got off centered. Um, the so I got a BTJ Amon team, and it was actually the one Tyler was in. Tyler Tyler got the short end of the stick in that draft. Like everything he tried to do, somebody sniped him on. Yeah, I would be shocked if Calvin Ridley doesn't move up into the fifth round by BBM season. Like even if they take two wide receivers, I was just listing out all of the draft picks. Um, Let me move this tab. Sorry for being quiet here. There we go. So this is every draft pick for every team. I just wanted it, so I made it. And the Titans don't have a third, but they have two fourths. I wouldn't be shocked to see them go two receivers between picks 35 and one of those. And or to use some of this ammo to trade up into the third to get one as well. Because they don't have like anybody on their roster, right? Like at wide receiver. Their wide receiver two right now is what's his name? He's a journeyman. Yeah, Van Jefferson. There we go. Hey, it feels good to get an AJ Brown share. I don't get AJ Brown's another person I don't have a lot of. I'm not fading him completely, but I do like him the least of the receivers in this area. I prefer Lad over AJ Brown myself. Hey, nice to see you in the chat, Nick. Nick is a actual pro at best ball. It was what, two-time back-to-back FFPC champion? That's good stuff. Yeah, so like I like London and McConkey more than AJ Brown. Just my take. Um, Mostly because of pass volume concerns with the Eagles. It Oh, it is managed? Okay. I've not done FFPC. I'm gonna do probably one of the mini ones this year just to see if I like it. I I won $35 back from the one playoff best ball team I made on FFPC this year. So I'll just roll that into a free entry into an FFPC event. The problem for me is I work Sundays. Um, for so like I'll work Sundays for the first part of the year, NFL season maybe, and then at some point my schedule will flip and my last day will be Saturday. So I don't want to enter a lot of managed stuff. I'll take Josh Jacobs here. This is about where I think Jacobs should go. Right in here. And I might get buried at wide receiver in this room, but I got divisional correlation there. I can absolutely not worry about running back for a long time. Yeah, it because I don't know when my schedule will change. It all depends on the business of what I do. Uh, my schedule will change at some point, and if that was guaranteed to be before the NFL season started, I'd probably do several of those. There absolutely is. You got waivers and all that stuff, and I actually really like the dynasty stuff with all the management you do, and FFPC would be another addiction for sure. Those contests are extremely top heavy though. All right, we'll look at this board real quick. I need to go back to this. Um, Fantasy Dog at the 1. Jamar Chase, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans. Pollock, Best Ball Guy, CD, Ladd, DJ Moore. I have Gibbs, AJ, Jacobs, Travioli, Nico, JT, Marvin Harrison. I work in a warehouse. Uh, and I like it. Like work 312s and I work weekends, so that's why I can be in all the best ball chats. I want to say no, but I kind of like I do take a lot of Rasheed Rice and Xavier Worthy, but I have very little of the other Chiefs. I no, I have 12% Hollywood too, but that Hollywood came when he was like at 150, not when he's at 120. I take him some now, but not that much. I have two shares of like 300 drafts of Pacheco. So, but last year I was a huge Chief Slappy. This year I came to the realization that it's probably a Matt Nagy problem more than anything, like a lack of Eric Bieniemy problem. I was going to ask if you can suggest a stain. No, I all I do is I move the stuff around and throw it on pallets and That's all I do. Like, I don't care about the product I move around. It doesn't bother me. It never will. So, whatever it is, I just put it somewhere. That's it. That's What's your take on Chiefs running back plan? I I'm expecting us to take a running back with pick 63 or 66. Yeah, three 12s paid for 40. If I have to work overtime, the first four are paid at straight time, but I still get the extra 4 hours paid. So I get 44 hours of straight time. It's a pretty good gig, and it actually pays pretty well. Yes, I 100% think they'll draft somebody. I expect it to be early. Full schedule type paycheck, but still 4 days. Yes, yeah, absolutely. And like I could pretty much whenever they offer overtime, I can just pick any hours I want and go in and just work those hours. The Men's Warehouse. You're going to look the way you look, I guarantee it. I did 410s for a while and it was fine. It was pretty awesome because I actually had weekends off then. But I think I prefer the 312s on weekends more. Hey, he got the old Joe Burrow. I just simply watch you while I'm at work. I I can't like I don't take my phone when I'm working. Like I keep it in a locker because I'd feel really bad if I ended up hurting somebody. I haven't moved. I forgot to move Chris Olave in my rankings. Um, I think I'll go ahead and just take Cortland Sutton here. Kittle would have been my pick, but I was pretty positive that he would not get past best ball guy. Him and I both like the three elite tight ends. I believe Kittle is quite a bit ahead of Laporta. Myself, that's my own personal take. Joe Mixon falls all the way down here this time. Uh, I might have clicked him if I didn't take Jacobs, but I like my start. It's not a normal start for me, but I like it. Do the other fellows in the warehouse? No, they're no. I mean, we all talk fantasy football. I mean, they're all in dynasty and all that. They uh they know I spent a lot of money on this last year. Um, they ask me questions and stuff, but Kittle is such a nut pick in weekly winners with all of his spikes correlated with Purdy. Yes, it really is. Man, I had a weekly winners team that actually had chance to get first overall going into a Monday night game. It was the Monday night game where the Rams played somebody. I needed Kyron Williams. Like I needed some people to not do something and Kyron Williams to get 24.2 points and he finished with 6. It was the worst game Kyron had the entire year, I think, or one of them. But I actually went into the Monday night with a little bit of hope. Yes, it was the Rams Niners stinker. Yeah. So nobody did well, but all I needed was for Kyron to get 24 points, which I know that's a lot of points, but that's something Kyron has done several times. And at 24.2, I think it was, that put me over the first place person who had nobody going, and I was in like 50th or 60th at the time, like before it started, and I looked, I was the only one that had Kyron Williams still to go. Hold on, let me make my pick. If I didn't also take Josh Jacobs, I would smash David Montgomery here. But you know what? Let's just draft more people on those two teams. Sounds like a good idea. Two Lions, two Packers. You're not gonna stick me with naked Jordan Love today, boys. Not gonna happen. I'm prepared. Debo dropped that wide open touchdown. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Last year was fun for me because I got banned after week 1 for making an unalive joke to underdog support. They slap you with a 6-month ban. Nice. Yeah, so what? You couldn't do your daily stuff, I assume? Gibbs Jacob running back with AJ wide receiver 1 is incredible. I mean, it's a team. I didn't know that when whatever he was saying when it was happening. I saw that on Twitter. Didn't know it was you. I don't know what it was either, and I'm assuming he doesn't want to be posting it anywhere to get banned again. Uh, if you're just stopping in, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. All right, we got BBG takes David Montgomery. That's a rare sighting. He doesn't take very much David Montgomery. I know he's worried about the knee a little bit. I could not have asked for a better option here than one of these two players. I think I'm going to take Matthew Golden on this team. All right, we'll go through the team through 7 rounds. Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, A.J. Brown, J-Mo, Sutton, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden. Yeah, I honestly didn't even have my Twitter like had a Twitter that I followed like only like 7 people last year. I mostly just listened to the best ball content and got the clips from what they said. I'm not a big social media guy, or wasn't. Like I kind of just stayed away. We'll see what the crew's doing. Best ball guy, CeeDee Lamb, Ladd, DJ Moore, Jaden Daniels, George Kittle, David Montgomery, Luther Burden, no fears. Character doesn't matter for fantasy points. Ain't that right? Travioli, Nico Collins, Jonathan Taylor, Marvin Harrison, Omarion Hampton, Joe Mixon, Calvin Ridley, Emeka Egbuka. That is a killer squad. Divisional correlation there. You got the Nico with Mixon stack with Mixon falling. That's fantastic. Jack Powell, Neighbors, Genty, Lamar, Rasheed, Chuba, Laporta, Ayuk. He doesn't care about ACLs. Tyreek Hill has proven that, right? Like, it doesn't matter what your character's like in the fantasy football streets. It doesn't take points off. You're not going to get docked like a UFC fighter who hits somebody low. That's not a thing that happens. And one of the funniest videos I've ever watched was it was a kickboxing video. Or no, it was just a regular boxing video. It was from overseas. It was, I think, I don't remember what country it was, but they walked out there, they touched gloves, they backed up. The guy dropped to his knees and just hit the guy right in the junk. And then They like didn't even disqualify him. They asked the guy if he wanted to go, let him walk around for a few minutes, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm good. Let's go." They touch gloves again. He drops to his knees and hit him with the junk again. Like, it might have been staged, but I don't care. It was pretty hilarious. And then they called the fight. Wide receiver ran out so fast in this room. Yeah, this is this it definitely did. And I mean, if it absolutely runs out, just taking the best player available and then add it going 10 wide receiver if you absolutely have to. I'm not saying that it's somewhere I want to be, but it's somewhere I wouldn't hate being. Do I take Bo Nix? Do I take Josh Downs? I think I just take Josh Downs. Yeah, I'll take Josh Downs here. And then if Bo makes it back, he makes it back. If he doesn't, whatever. There's a famous one from Japan where two heavyweights are fighting and one kisses the other during an intense face-off. It'd be funny. Yeah, some of those videos are pretty awesome. We got man, the Miami offensive line, like I talked about it yesterday. It absolutely scares me. It could be really bad. Hayden Winks has been tweeting out about how he thinks that they could literally do anything at their pick because their roster's pretty bad. I That's kind of where I'm landing. Like, do you think like they're obviously going to try to salvage it because McDaniel needs to keep his job, right? But do you what do you guys think? Do you think they're just going to sit there and take a offensive? I mean, they need to take an offensive lineman. There's probably not going to be a great offensive lineman, like a value pick at offensive line there. So they could actually be one of those teams that could be a trade down scenario if a team wants to jump the Colts to take Loveland or Tyler Warren. Uh, I mean, I could see a world where the Rams trade up to that pick, the Dolphins move back. There's a couple offensive linemen that are supposed to go back there. Yeah, Banks would make sense. Some people love Banks and other people don't. So it probably just depends on what happens with that, right? Question is here, do I take the double stack Lions or do I take Bo Nix? I think I just take the double stack Lions, right? What has the Amon Ra? The Amon Ra team has Josh Allen. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take Jared Goff. What it do, Who Crew? Thanks for showing up, Ben. Travioli's happy I didn't take Bo Nix. I think you built for slap fight. Who? Me? I probably not. Uh I have I pretty much never been in a fight. Not saying like I definitely was very close a bunch, but I got kicked out of a few places and stuff before fights started. Uh, stuff like that. I'm a much different person than I was in high school. Like all of us should be. Yeah, I don't like, but what I mean by that is I literally have like contact at all like that. I have no idea how I would handle any of that because I've never really witnessed it. Six quarterback run, purple pocket strikes again. Ain't that right, best ball guy? Who gonna have that powder lying like pregame or LeBron? So complete tangent. Since you're talking about slap fights, go to break at work on Saturday morning, and our break is at 9 a.m. because it starts at 5 a.m. and or it's at 8:30, and we go in there. No, it was lunch. It was one of them. The National Air Guitar Championship was on. Like our manager had went in there and turned on the National Air Guitar Champion to watch in the break room while we weren't in there. Apparently, it was worse than you would expect. Like it was so bad. Yeah, yeah. The National Air Guitar Championship. One, the former champion, Mom Jeans, stole the show. They all had their own little names. It was hilarious. Like uh one guy's name was Ricky Stinkfingers. High quality stuff. What's worse, being a contestant or being a judge? What's worse is there was like probably like 4,000 people in a crowd to watch this. That's the worst part about this. That they had an actual event with an actual crowd there. It wasn't just like on a stage somewhere. And maybe I'm going a little over saying 4,000, but they definitely had a crowd. And it was definitely bigger than like a poker tournament. All right, we'll go over some pick. So Jordan Mason being a stay here, like he's here to stay. BBM, we might as well just start taking him in the ninth. He's gonna I Jordan Mason will be a ninth round pick in BBM. Him and Aaron Jones will probably start going pretty close to each other, and it'll be a pick your poison situation. That's my feel on the whole thing. These rooms are crazy negative EV. Everyone drafts the correct way. Well, there's not. I mean, the correct way last year was not correct. If you think zero RB was the correct way, but it does allow you to, if everyone is doing it, you can get away with pushing some quarterbacks if you pay attention to the entire board. So, but everything else is harder about it. I am not a Pacheco bull at all, but Tucker Kraft's also still here, and we'll just triple stack the Packers. I was excited to get my third Pacheco share, but I have Jordan Love. I have this whole Detroit Green Bay thing going on here. I would have been silly not to take Tucker Kraft. Go ahead and push Isaiah Pacheco back around to me. He's toast. He's done. Pacheco is another where I need to take him, where I need him to fall to like one. I took him. So all the players I liked over him now have moved up above him. Like scat. So I've been Scatabo over him this whole time. I've been Jordan Mason over him this whole time. So like I just have a bunch of Scatabo. Like Jordan Mason once he went to the Vikings and got the red zone comment. Like I just moved him all the way up. Uh, we'll see if that's right. Don't know. Fantasy Dog up to his old tricks with Dylan Sampson and Bayshaw Tootin at the 10-11. Like Tootin probably doesn't make it back to you. Sampson almost definitely would have. Do you take Ramondre or Pacheco if you had to pick one? I would let my homerism into this decision. So I think it's I think it's more like of those two teams, I think Kansas City is more likely to not draft a guy than the Patriots. Like I think the Patriots will definitely draft someone, just not really that high. But I think Kansas City has a better chance to draft somebody in the first 4 rounds. So I think Pacheco is a shakier bet, but I think Ramondre absolutely gets competition. And that's just my opinion on it. Dak at 132 feels pretty good. Does he have just as a second quarterback with Josh Allen? He was probably hoping Goff made it to him, assuming that he wasn't going to get him, but hoping. Yeah, this room, everybody pretty much doing normal stuff. Hollywood goes right at ADP. This may be the best RB draft ever for depth. Yeah, it's yeah, like I said Brugler has like he's actually low on Martinez. He has him at like 16. But all the like a lot of analysts are like, yeah, my 8 through 20 are better than like this the fifth guy last year, you know. I don't I'm just making that number up, but basically like down to like Bucky. Like and as a prospect, a lot of these players are actually much like much better prospects than Bucky. Like Bucky went early fourth, but it was also a bad room, like a running back class. If Bucky was in this class, I'm curious where he would have went. Like he would have been in the group for sure. Tank Bigsby is getting harder and harder to click. Uh, but I'm not scared. We'll take Tank. I don't know about you guys. I don't think I don't know whose mock it was, but they had Genty going to the Jaguars at 5. I would be absolutely shocked if that happens. Um, I just would. If that happens, though, I honestly think that kills ETN a lot more than it kills Bigsby because Bigsby is a better runner of the ball, and Genty would probably get all the third down work. So I think that would be a death nail for ETN before Bigsby, but maybe Bigsby's just bad. I've seen Giddens, Harvey near 20 on one board. I mean, and this is also the year that like you're gonna see massive differences because you might just have there may just be 20 people who are fourth and fifth round capital like before fifth round running backs, and it's just a nuts class for depth. And some of those guys will actually fall to the sixth or seventh, and you can't see what happening at all. Oh, Genty, yeah. I'm the same way. They have too many needs and all that, but like if it did happen, I do think that it's worse for ETN, but Genty isn't a lock to the Raiders, but I'll be shocked if anyone picks him before that unless there's a trade. And no, I agree. And this is another reason like it's not a lock to the Raiders like Ted McMillan has links to the Raiders coaching staff, which people talked about a while back, and then everybody forgot about. And that's still a possibility there. And they also need a lot of help on defense. And it's a really deep running back class. And their current offensive coordinator has two running backs supposed to go around their next pick. So it's very possible they don't. I think it's like I put it like 70% chance the Raiders take Genty. But if they don't, like, that's another reason Carolina is in such a great spot, because that's two picks before the Bears. So Carolina trading out would make so much sense. Like, they trade back, a team jumps the Bears to get Genty, or a team jumps the Saints to get Shedeur. Like, I think that that's something that could absolutely happen. Do I want to just I think I'm out. Like, I had 7 or 8% Trey Benson. I know that they've been looking at running back. Last second, Dallas Goedert. Forgot for a second that I had AJ Brown. I like a lot of these running backs. If at least one of them come back, I feel good about it. But Tucker Kraft and Dallas Goedert are two people I think go a couple rounds too late. So makes me feel good about my tight end room, even though I didn't take one early. If Raiders pass on Genty, then the Bears are a lock. Yeah, I think so too, unless there's a trade of some sort. I don't think the Bears take Hampton if Genty is gone. They just pass on running back. Yeah. I I would personally love to see them take Hampton because I have 20% Hampton. By the time this contest ends, I'm not going to have 20% Hampton. I'll be at like 18%. I take him some at the back end of the draft, but I'm not going to take him over Rashee. Like, I'm not going to take him over Mike Evans and Rashee Rice. And sometimes I just want an elite quarterback. And I have plenty of Hampton. And I had a lot of Hampton at pick 58, 59. I was like 25% Hampton when he was there. So I've chased him up. I still take him. He's still a good pick. But he's still underpriced. But he was down there, and I took him. Like, I basically took only running backs around that corner with him and K. Walker. Agree with you on Hampton. I don't think they'll do it. I think it would be a good move for them. Personally, I think that I think for the Bears, Hampton actually fits fantastically. They have their offensive line so much better. Their defense was okay. They don't really, I mean, they could use an upgrade at tight end, but like, if you tell me it's Tyler Warren versus Omari and Hampton for them, I would absolutely rather have them have Hampton for them than Warren or Loveland. I think Komet is underrated, but maybe I'm wrong on Komet. They could use a wide receiver 3, but why would they want to do that in the pick 10 when they did the pick 9 last year, or pick 8, whatever pick it was? But I mean, most likely they just go defense, right, with that pick. If Genty's not there, and then take one of the value running backs in the second or third. A lot of people drafting dislike Hampton for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. I he does everything incredibly well, but he doesn't dominate in any area. There's no area he's bad in, but he doesn't dominate in any area. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like him, is because you don't feel like you have to continually watch him, and he has to grind on you when you watch him to like him. Like if you just watch a video of him, you may come away just kind of liking him. He's like, yeah, he's good. But if you watch all the little things he does, he's much better. Like, like that's where I fell in love with him. Don't look, don't look, everybody, at my new rankings. Don't look at that. You know what? We're gonna have fun. Fantasy Dog, this is for you. I haven't got Damian Martinez in a single draft with Fantasy Dog. I want to have more exposure than Fantasy Dog of Martinez. I need to click him a few more times to make sure I do. I don't think there's a real tier break between him and the rest of them. Oh, I did it. I'm in another draft, actively not trying to get Ward here, and he fell to me at 190. It's the worst whenever you're like, I cannot take this player. And then everyone else was completely not into that player. I've seen some rank Henderson over Hampton, but I think Hampton is the pretty clear RB2 in the class. You could debate Henderson, Judkins, and Caleb. That's where I've landed. And I mean, Josh Norris was in the boat of having Henderson above, right? I respect Josh Norris. I don't agree, but it's fine. Like Henderson's still a really good talent. And in the end of it, landing spot's going to matter a lot for all these players, right? I don't need to watch Hampton to know that first round running backs go brr. Yeah, the play that got me in love with Hampton was he he jumps over the entire offensive line, lands on his feet, kind of moving forward, but a linebacker standing right there pushing on him. And from zero momentum, he just pushes the guy 5 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Like just right through the dude. Like the guy was still standing, trying to like slow him down going into the end zone. And Hampton only picked up steam that entire time. Like I seen that and I'm like, oh, number one, it's like, I wonder how small that linebacker is. But number two, it's like that man does not give up. I like that. Yeah, I never did go look and see how small the linebacker was, but Kyle Williams is now a staple of this round. I will take a low. Tyler Algier, I don't have a whole lot of him. I do need some more. I could probably be done at running back with this. Gibbs, Jacobs, Bigsby, Martinez, Algier. I might tack one on at the end. I feel really good about all of my positions. I can go best player available now. Jared Love, Jordan Love, or Jared, yeah, Jared Love and Jordan Goff, my quarterbacks. Jameer Jacobs and Josh Gibbs, my 1-2 running backs. Tank Bigsby, Damian Martinez, Tyler Algier, AJ Brown, Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs, Tucker Kraft, Dallas Goddard. Like, I'm going to add another. The only thing I feel like I have to add at this point is another tight end. Go ahead and turn the banner off. If anybody's in here and they want to do a bigger board, I could not get one started today. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., I'm going to try to fill a bigger board for my first stream draft. So if you know anybody who wants to do one, let them know. I've been trying to get this done for a couple days now. No love yet. I might just stay in the lobby the entire draft and whenever it fires up, I'll just do 2 of them at once. The big board and whatever the bigger board. Yeah, the bigger board. Yeah, the $100 one. And then I'll fire up a big board if I have to, and then just sit in the lobby the whole time. All right, let's look at what Fantasy Dog has done. Ja'Marr Chase, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Joe Burrow stacked. Chris Godwin, Travis Hunter, his new ADP. Baker Mayfield, 2 stack quarterbacks. Solid start. Ramondre, Andrews, Tootin, Sampson, get pulled up. Not the worst thing you could do. Jerome Ford, get some floor for that running back room. DJ Giddens, Palmer, Gesicki, a stack on him. It's a pretty good team. I'm not big on Ramondre, but he is a starting running back right now. And if you're going to take all those rookies, like trying to, I don't know what I'm doing there. If you're going to take all those rookies, like Ramondre probably does have some work early in the season. So it gives all those rookies some time to mature. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. He took a couple players a little earlier than I would, but all that matters is the finished product, right? And yeah, I like sometimes people just aren't informed on good players like Martinez. Sometimes you just gotta if you're gonna pull Dylan Sampson up 2 rounds from me, because I have like 16% or 18%. I don't know. I was high on Sampson. If you're going to do that to me, you better pull up Martinez 4 rounds. Alert is out. This is now my new Damian Martinez ADP. I mean, you've seen it in my rankings. I took him over a couple guys. I think I actually have him rated at like 170-ish. It's over around here. So pulling him up a little more doesn't make that much of a difference. And like if Martinez lands on a team, so Kansas City has brought in Martinez for a visit. Dyami Brown getting moved up. I actually really like that pick. I will take the divisional correlation. No, I don't. No, that was last draft. What am I thinking? What quarterbacks are left? Nobody. That's fine with that. Yeah, we'll just take Zach Ertz here. Oh, shoot. I just snagged the stack from BVG. I didn't. That was unintentional. I have Zach Ertz and the other guy and Hunter Henry very close to each other. I just kind of pick one of them at random every time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It was not on purpose. If it makes you feel better, I do have a lot of Zach Ertz. So it wasn't an intentional thing. I mean, I intentionally took him. Why? Because he was one of the best picks on the board last year. And Ben Sinnott is not it. Yeah, friendly fire for sure. Yeah, I do kind of feel bad about that. But it's not like naked Jaden Daniels is that bad. Like naked Jaden Daniels is perfectly fine. And Jack Besh is I wonder so I was gonna ask everybody, I'm going to work on a mock tonight as well. Um, I'm probably going to have it done by Sunday. I'm off on Sunday. I'm probably going to stream at some point. Would it be like, are people going to be available at like 4 p.m. on Sunday? Or would they rather me do a mock on Tuesday? Because I have to work on Monday this week. So, because of having Sunday off. But let me know what works best for the group. I will be ready by Sunday. And if I just need to do it a little later in the day, that's fine too. Like, I'll be free after like 3 p.m. on Sunday, Central. We will take another wide receiver finally. Do I want to take him? We'll just. I don't really want to. Take MVS. And no strong preference. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey's available. Yeah, so so what I was getting at is I'm going to do like a first round mock, and then I'm going to also like a lot of the players that we take in these drafts. I want to take a bunch of those and give landing spots I think would make sense. And one I'm going to land on almost definitely is Jack Bech going to Washington. I think that would make a lot of sense for them in the second round. If they don't go wide receiver in the first, like if I think they may go Igbuka in the first, but if they don't, I think Jack Bech in the second for the Commanders would be a really good pick. Like, I'm wondering. I'll be debating between Travion Henderson and Igbuka going to the Commanders probably. And I think that if they go with Travion, Bech could be an option. I have 125% Luke. Yeah, I don't know what other people think about like that. I'm pretty sure the Commanders are gonna go with offensive weapons in the first round. Commanders should take Savion so Debo can mentor him. That would be fun for Savion at least. I Savion's a very interesting guy. I've taken a bit of him. I don't know where he ends up though. I've heard the Rams kind of liked him somewhat. That would be interesting to see him with McVay. Parker Washington just flying up boards. I only got like 14 drafts left. I'll just I'll just stick with zero Parker Washington. They're still very live to draft a wide receiver. I don't think I even have one share of him. He's probably like he's a reasonable person to fade. I didn't take any of them till he was like one of the last round picks. Are you talking Parker Washington? Which one do I go? Do I stack the backfield of the Packers? I think I just take Jarquez. I haven't clicked Jarquez for a little while. I don't know what my exposure on him is right now. Oh, Luke McCaffrey. Yeah. All right, so the team: Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Jameer Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Tank Bigsby, Damian Martinez, Tyler Algier, Jarquez Hunter. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Jamison Williams, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Josh Downs, MVS, Tucker Kraft, Dallas Goddard, and an incredibly sharp Zach Ertz pick. I got a triple stack Green Bay, Kraft, Jacobs, Reed, with Love. I've got Jamison Williams and Jameer Gibbs with Jared Goff. Feels pretty good. Anyway, this stream is about over. If anybody wants me to go over their teams, let me know. If not, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Oh, that's right. I was going to show you. We'll look and see what Fantasy Dog does at the end of here. Oh crap! What am I doing? I'm completely out of it. I thought we were in rounds 19, 20. I still don't mind those picks though. They're probably a little early, but I feel like my team's done. Like that's a good feeling. Maybe I'm a little too confident with it. Yeah, like I'm sure you all were like, what is going on? And the answer was, I didn't know what was going on at all. No clue. Completely lost. Yeah, I don't even that's why I went over my entire team because I felt like it was over. No, yeah. I'm good at some things, but understanding where I'm at in the draft apparently is not a skill. It's not a skill anymore. At least right now, that skill left. All right, 2673. Got the Noah Brown stack over here. So we take another wide receiver. Yeah, I'll just tack on Troy Franklin. I might go 9 receivers on this. How many? Yeah, I might. I don't really want to do the throw Daniel Jones on at the end thing. I feel fine with Goff and Love. It's not the best. I guess I could throw in if Daniel Jones comes back around. I'll throw him in. I do have Josh Downs. We can do that. If not, we'll take the player I took last draft in the last round again. Do you see? I have not watched that yet. I'm kind of getting the feeling that that's not an unpopular opinion. Thank you, Fantasy Dog. No, I won't. All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take Pat Bryant, feel free. We will go to that. I'll Pat Bryant. Yeah. So this is including all 194 teams I've done. I'm at 3%. I feel like that's a reasonable stand for somebody who's literally never drafted. I do like his talent. I stopped taking him completely whenever he it was basically not being like that he was going to go in like the 6th round possibly. I'm hearing finally that he may actually be more in the late 4th, early 5th, purely because of his like he's a team guy. It was always Dart over Shador. Yeah, I've never really bought into the Shador thing. I took him in the last stream, but it was a team that I felt was completely complete. I probably wasted the pick, honestly, because it was an elite quarterback team. Uh, but it was just a tack on third quarterback because I felt like everything was good. You need to get you some Pat Bryant. Go ahead. Like he's not like the Josh and Hayden video on him made me feel better about already having some of him. Because when the contest opened, I actually had Pat Bryant rated in the top 220. So I ended up getting him quite a bit. But the more I heard, the less I liked having that. And if I mean, I thought he was going to be like a fourth round lock, but the more I heard, he wasn't going to be. And something I've tried to do is if I think somebody is not going to get above fifth round capital, like fourth or higher, I stop taking them. Like, I pretty much stopped taking them in this contest because who knows if the situation is going to be good, right? Like, I'm kind of banking on what I'm projecting the capital to be with where I'm taking, like, who I'm on, more mixed with the player take on top of it. So, like, if it's a player like Pat Bryant who I really like, but I don't think they're going to get good draft capital, I'm not just slamming that player. I just have so much Horton. I need to pump the brakes, and that is also fair. I hope so, Fantasy Dog. I hope you're right. We get along here. We need one real time and Tyler here. Yep, or on real time. That approved. I I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that I don't like I stream at a time that isn't good for Thad. I don't know if he's West Coast or not, but I'm assuming West Coast uh, has a little bit harder of a time getting to my channel because a lot of them are just leaving work. Uh, so I have not taken any Tesla because I didn't like what I seen myself. Like I know his I know his hype like his high points are really high. And it is something that like is worth a team taking and but he has I believe he has the dropsies. And not that I mean you can definitely get away like dropsies are fixable. But it just I don't know, something about it didn't look great for me. Uh and I don't expect him to get fourth round capital. Maybe he does. And if he gets third, fourth round capital, I'll absolutely be drafting them in BBM season. Uh that's kind of like the people I'm not sure about their capital for the most part. I'm just ignoring. And if I take them, I'm keeping them under like 4%, like Pat Bryant. So because it's such a thin bet that and Tesla is also the new hot name. Pat Bryant is not the hot name. So I mean, if Tesla's the one you need, then I'm out on that, right? But like if more people are clicking Tesla than Bryant, but I like Bryant more, why would I ever click Tesla? Anyway, thanks everybody for showing up. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care.